Hello, this is Penny Wilson. Welcome to day 3 of the 30-day challenge to shift your mindset one step at a time. Today, we're going to be talking about forces that pull us toward the light or toward the darkness. And if you watched yesterday, and if you haven't, I encourage you to go back and watch that. We talked about the principles of opposition. And on one side is the light, and on the other side is the darkness, and the different thoughts that get organized into each side as a paradigm, a mindset, a whole system of beliefs that are involved with each side. We talked about clarity and confusion as 2 examples. So if you haven't seen that, definitely encourage you to go back and watch that. Today, we're talking about forces that pull us either toward the light or toward the darkness. There's 2 different natural principles that we'll be going over. So just check your mind here. I'm going to give you an example of a trap, a mind trap that we get stuck in, and see if this sounds familiar to you. So maybe you have a goal or something you're working toward, and you start focusing on the things that are going wrong, on the things that maybe you're discouraged about. And then pretty soon you start noticing what progress you're not making. And then your mind gets focused on everything that's wrong. And then this tornado, this spiral going downward starts to happen, where you're just focused on what's wrong. You feel like your effort isn't making the difference. And then pretty soon you're in the mindset of why try? What does it matter? I'm just gonna, it's not working anyway. So then you go into escape, and then you feel trapped, get stuck in that place where you don't want to move forward anymore. So if that's one of the traps that you feel stuck in, this principle today is going to help you to see how and why to make the effort to take the steps to progress forward. Okay, so there's this half of a quote running through my head that I can't remember the other half, but it's talking back in my homeschool days. I studied Constitution and law and all that stuff. And the quote says that when man's law are not founded on natural principles, they become distorted and they don't work. For the example of legislating against gravity. For example, we might try to pass a law in Congress that apples can't fall from trees anymore, but obviously that's not going to work because natural law, their apples are still going to fall from trees. So when our minds cease to have a foundation of natural law, our thoughts become distorted. So that's why I love to focus on these natural laws and principles and see how it influences our thoughts. That's the way that I was taught years ago in my garden when I learned to reformat my brain. So it's so powerful, just focusing on the natural law. Okay, so what are the things that pull us either toward the light or toward the darkness?